after these outdoor shoots, I'm totally necrot. Hello fellas, I'm Ryan. This is a new episode of Welcome To. I'm glad you're watching, because today I want to show you the media jungle. Everyone knows TV contributions and watches the happening on camera. But do you know who acts behind it? We found a species spawned by evolution and well-adjusted to a life behind the scenes. Their species is called media designer, picture and sound, and yet they are pretty much underexplored, but I'm about to bring light into the darkness. Those are the first living creatures we found out there. We suggested them to be an ENG herd, and studies proved we were right.
The Captorius imago in common camera operator is one breed of the species media designer, picture and sound. He is known by his camera on his shoulder and his densely dark fur, likewise wolfskin. Regardless of the weather or if there's no food all day, the camera operators show their horns. They commonly occur in crowds of people and always with a young animal nearby.
Adventitiously is the Captorius imago an extremely perfectionistic animal. His main focus is finding the ideal image, knowing whether he needs a telephoto or a wide-angle lens. They still jump around flatteringly, always in the quest for the perfect picture. Hello. Hey. Sorry. Excuse me. Is it okay with the parking thingy over there?
Yeah, it conveys. The Captorius sonus subsidium, in common camera assistant, is the second breed of the species family media designer, picture and sound. He is also distantly related to the marsupial species, precisely why he is known by his many bags and wires all around him. The Captorius sonus subsidium is connected to his mentor by a life-giving XLR umbilical cord.
It's a very popular and youngest breed, as they are brought up by the camera operator, according to the popular saying, learning by doing. Hence it looks like the Captorius sonus subsidium has to know everything, not only the camera manual, but also how to put focus, or if a wireless microphone, a handheld microphone, or a boom microphone sounds better.
Check.
Those animals have a very strong will to persevere, for though even they suffer from the spaghetti syndrome. They know after all what every single wire is for, but still they are put in the shade by their mentor's knowledge. Well, can we start off eventually?
Yeah, I just think, for the battery.
Okay. This animal looks differently, and at first I wasn't quite sure why he's following the herd. But as longer as I watched them living together, I noticed that he's the top dog. In fact, there's another breed which started going one's own way many decades before. Once the sun sets, they come out of their hiding.
The Editorius Captorus, in common editor, is the last breed of the species family media designer, picture and sound. An untrained eye wouldn't notice the editor in the wild because they are able to adjust easily to the everyday domestic life. In contrast to his two fellow species, it harms territory is a den where he lives close by PCs and VTRs as a rat with a plainly fur and eye circle.
Eventually, the Editorius Captorus is the production's interface who defines the speed and the rhythm of the contribution. Composing the final story on Avid or Final Cut, he knows the technical requirements from ingesting to rendering to playing out. Studies show that they are highly talented piano players with insanely quick fingers.
Oh, hi. I just take a seat.
Couldn't you just do an effect right there, like whoosh?
Do you mean a wipe or a push? Or a dissolve or a flip? Or a peel, a slide, a flip-flop, a pip, from left to right, from right to left, dip or fade to color? Maybe starting at cut, maybe ending at cut?
Well, I don't know. You should know. The life close by PCs, surrounded by a jumble of cable or to carry a load on one's shoulder, isn't always as harmonic as you may think.
You start as a barrel. It's a bit like backpacking around the world and sometimes just around the next waterhole.
Well, there are moments someone calls into my cozy den. Can you do a quick rough cut for me? Quickly easily involves 2 hours of time, but just ask for the moon next time.
I heard of stories which weren't told by my ancestors. They say there was a time 3 people hunted for image and direct quotes.
Working with my buddy is quite enjoyable. In the beginning we had some disagreements, but as soon as we got cleared up the he or she and a spiritual connection, we started to work perfectly together.
I am fast, but the technology isn't. Anyway, these fingers have the Midas touch.
Well, today I am the camera assistant and sound recorders at once. But as long as I am tough enough and persistent, I'll become a camera operator one day. Maybe.
The restless herd departs, always on the hunt for new images and direct quotes. And a good story. Now it's time to say farewell. And you know that the evolution is in charge for this little contribution. See you this time next week.